Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Sunday, December 12th. Today we're going to start off with the Dow daily chart. And as you can see on the daily chart, over the last week we sort of treaded water within a pretty tight range. We got an early double top test of that 11,451 level that we saw back in early November before the sell-off. And we touched it again this week, and Friday's action pretty bullish. Like I said in Thursday's video and in Tuesday's actually, we've got a lot of traders out there calling for a double top in the market, looking for a big sell-off. They've been going short, they've been buying puts, or they've been going all cash. And like I said, those clowns, in my opinion, are going to be covering or going long this market very, very soon. Action on Friday, very, very bullish in my opinion. If we flip over to the daily or the 15-minute chart, you can see we broke that resistance line on the 15-minute chart going into the last hour of the session. And you can see RSI is looking good, MACD looks good, and we should see a positive open on the market tomorrow morning. Of course, as always, it depends on what the action in the dollar is going to be. And actually, let's take a look at the US dollar right now. You can see on the dollar, the action here as well over the last week sort of mimicked what we saw in the Dow chart. Dollar didn't really know if it wanted to rally, if it wanted to sell off. And what we can use as a roadmap is the action that we saw back in the first week of September. If we go back to September, you can see we sort of had the same sort of thing. August, we had that big move in the dollar and a corresponding sell-off in the market. Then we had, a little bit of consolidation after a little sell-off, and the dollar was deciding whether it was going to continue to run or whether it was going to sell off. And the dollar went splat, and as the dollar went splat, the market went boom. Here we have the same sort of thing again. Big rally, dollar's deciding what it wants to do. RSI looks like it's going to fall and roll over. The same thing here with stochastics, especially if it gets back under the 50 level. So what I'm thinking here is we're going to see the dollar go splat and the market go boom, just like we did back in early September. And that break of the 11,451 level will be the signal for that. We break that level and we're going back to a 3-year chart, back to the financial crisis back in late 2008. This break of 11,451, and we're probably going to see, we have a really good chance of seeing 12,000 before the end of the month, if not then January. SMH continues its slow move higher as long as we're above the 20-day exponential. All systems are go. Let's jump into some stock plays now. MCZ has just been an absolute monster winner for the newsletter. It is now up 130% from our initial call back in October. As you can see, and as I mentioned a few days ago, which is why we added even more position at 90 cents, we continue to do a stair-step flag breakout on this stock, and on Friday we saw that happen again on very heavy volume. And if you go back and look at MCZ since this rally began, whenever it has big moves, it's at least 2 days in a row. We had this 2-day move here. We rallied 30 cents. Then we had another 2-day breakout. We rallied, what is that? 24 cents. Then we had another 2-day break here. Actually ended up being a 3-day break that went 27 cents. So on this break here, day one of the break, we've got at least 1 to 2 more days on this flag breakout. 115, 120 is our area. As you can see, the volume comes on that first breakout day and continues on the second breakout day. So I'll be looking for a very nice day in MCZ tomorrow. And as mentioned before, that break of one was an ad spot for those looking to pick up a quick 10-15% gain. NEI held that 50-day and 20-day exponential on Friday. We got a nice little bounce back on that. A close above 163 is probably the level we're looking at. A close over 163, and we'll see that 180 level get tested really, really quickly. DSCM, drugstore.com. In case you haven't noticed, the .com stocks have really started taking off over the last couple of weeks. We got a very nice breakout on volume on Wednesday and Thursday on DSCM. Friday, low volume retreat, but that has been very typical on these breakout stocks lately. They get a big volume pop for a day or two, Then they shake out the weekends and the profit takers on day three on low volume. And then day four and five, they continue a big move. Stock that did the same sort of thing, FLWS. We also had Cognizant do the same sort of thing as well. What I'm thinking happens here is what we saw happen on SCON this week. We got a breakout on SCON, hit that 150 area, retrace, and then a nice little bounce back to it on Friday. This is one of our CES plays going into the Consumer Electronics Show in early January. RSI is about to break 50. MACD looks really, really good. Stochastics, on balance volume, all look good for a move to 160 to 170 plus over the next couple of weeks. PSID, this was a new trading alert on Friday. January popper play. As you can see, the stock over the last couple of months continued downtrend, and over the last 3 weeks has put in a very nice bottom here in the 50 to 55 cent area. We're looking for a move to 60, 65, and 70 cents plus here over the next couple of weeks, with very strong support at that 50 cent level. HNSN, January popper play. Again, you can see the similarities in the charts here. Over the last month, HNSN has gone on obvious tax loss selling. This is when tax loss selling typically abates, at least the smart ones, so that they can buy back in early January and get some upside move. And you start seeing traders come in and start buying stocks like this, and we call them January popper plays because they tend to pop the first and second week of January. Very nice bottom on this one. This is a stock, as I mentioned in the alert, that loves to trade next to its 20-day exponential. That's up there at 143, which is our first target, and then our secondary target is 158. RSI breaking up through 30. Stochastics about to trigger a buy signal as well, so this one looks very, very good over the next week or two. BNX, Banks.com, one of our other tax plays, JTX, up 90% from our call in the chat room on Wednesday. Just a monster gainer. BNX, Banks.com, major focus on tax. This is their season. You'll recall, if you're a subscriber last year, that we got a 400% move on BNX from our entry at the exact same place. As you can see, this is a stock that does very well into January. Last year went up 100%. We've just started this move here. Would be adding any dips around the 20-day exponential 22 cents. Our target is 29, 35, 40 plus on this one. As you can see, RSI is finally broken through 50. Stochastics looking really, really good, and this is one that will definitely do well over the next 2 to 3 weeks. TRID. This one has been sleeping over the last couple of weeks, but it's been in a pretty tight trading range. As you can see here, we've got a nice symmetrical triangle formation that is about to break out, and I think this one is finally going to go this week. We've got the 20-day exponential 185. I believe we break through that tomorrow, and we're looking at another test of the 2 level. RSI about to break 50, and the key thing on Friday, volume is back. We had a almost 900K block trade on this stock on Friday, so the tax seller fund who's been holding this one back may be finally out. He got a buyer for his block sell, and this one looks ready to rock and roll this week. On balance volume, Stochastics about to say, time for a wee run on TRID. IMOS. This is a stock I've mentioned a couple of times over the last week or so as a stock we are watching for an ad on a break of $1.50. That break happened early on Friday on very heavy volume, which is a confirmation of the breakout. We also got to close above the 153 level. What we're looking for this week, tomorrow we probably should see some nice continuation and a move to 170, and then $2 is the target here with support at the 20-day at 143. If this one happens to have any dips to the 150 level, keep a very close eye on it because we'll be looking to add any dips if they occur. Usually, though, on breakout moves like this, we see them run at least 2 days, if not 3, before there's any retrace. So this one should be off to the races tomorrow. BLDP, Ballard Power, nice bottoming action here. January popper setup. alternative energy stocks were on fire on Friday, and the reason being the addition or the extension of the tax break for alternative fuels. We had a couple of our plays, FCEL, ACPW, to mention a couple, up big over the last couple of days. BLDP, while its peers are actually making new highs, this one is 40 cents below its average price throughout the summer. So we've got lots of upside on this one. RSI trying to break 50. Positive MACD cross on Thursday with continuation on Friday. Stochastics about to break 50. On balance volume in a nice uptrend. This could be a very nice week for BLDP, especially given the fact that it's lagging its peers. And you know how we love to pick up these laggard sector peers when the charts are rocking like this. Any dips back to the 140 level, would consider adding a scalp position on this one. So that's pretty much it for the video. Going into tomorrow, we're looking for a very nice day on MCZ. And then, of course, TRID, IMOS, HNSN, PSID. Should be a very nice week in the market. Dollar, if it rolls over like I think it's going to, if we get a break below that 79 level, we're looking at a scenario on this market similar to what we saw in September and October. And if you recall, September and October was a very good month, or a couple of months for the market. So keep an eye on the dollar, but it looks like we're going to have a very nice Xmas for traders in this market. And to those of you high cash right now, maybe time to start moving in and buying some of these plays, because the market's setting up very nicely here. That's it for the video. Any questions, shoot me an email or hit me up in the chat room. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Goodbye.